Welcome back to the island. Before you set off on your adventures, it's a good idea to practice your sword skills. Let's create a combat training arena. In Blender, I made this battle-hardened combat dummy. Our player already has the code to log on to an enemy, so I just have to set the dummy to be on the enemy layer. I think the arena walls should look like ancient ruins, and I'll include a waving flag for that medieval look. To make things more interesting, I'll scale up a large dummy in the centre, and have the others move backwards and forwards with some wiggle. Now we can enter the arena and practice our sword skills. You're going to need them for the dungeons. Flashback to 2024. This is the first prototype for Bouncy Kingdoms. At first, I experimented with this first-person dungeon. You would have to explore the maze, fight monsters, and power on this giant fan at the end. Before I started working on this prototype, I was remaking the dungeon to be in third person, with activator fans to power on, and rocks to break. Let's bring these ideas into the new version of Bouncy Kingdoms. I'll add an Area 3D node into this cave to load us into a new dungeon scene. It's looking empty, isn't it? In Blender, I can block together an idea for a challenging layout. As we're under the tropical island, I'm thinking a lava theme. Ding ding! Godot just got a huge new update. Version 4.6 brings a new editor theme with better selection and rotation options. New IKBO nodes. The Jolt physics engine is now the default for new projects, and improved screen space reflections. If you've never used the Godot engine, now is the best time. I'll back up my game project and move over to Godot 4.6. Back to the dungeons. Now we have a deadly river of lava, and this fan can trigger these stone platforms to rise. Now we've got a good foundation to work with, let's keep building. My partner loved steampunk. These big mechanical turning machines can help us traverse the dungeon. I'll add the starting and ending areas with an island in the middle, and the bevel tool can smooth the edge between the ceiling and the roof. I experimented with a colourful rock texture, but it just wasn't working. As for under the tropical island, I reused a sandstone brick texture for the walls, and created a tomb-like tile texture for the floors. I'll add some colour to the mechanical turners, and to make it look more steampunk, I can extrude and scale up every other face. And now they're gears. It's now ready to export into Godot, and flood it with lava. Maybe I should slow these down a tad. Your goal will be to power on the giant fan. Let's whip up a quick model to get an idea. Since we're talking fans, this fan can shoot you upwards. Maybe not that upwards. We need more obstacles. Rocks! This is a great time to try out the Jolt physics engine. A rigid body node can simulate gravity and physics. I'll reuse the texture for the rocky monsters, and I can trigger a particle node to shoot rock chunks once broken. I thought it would be funny to include little Owen as an Easter egg, and I already have his rigged 3D model, and I can reuse the 3D computer I made for my previous game V-Start. I'll animate him, and now I can outsource all the coding work to my digital clone. What is a dungeon without loot? I'll reuse the setup for the iron ore item, and replace its model with a pile of gold coins. A new global variable can hold the amount of coins you have collected, and I'll show this on the HUD with a coin counter. Now let's get back to modelling. I'll start with a model for the activator fans. I gave them a kind of retro look, and orange is the best colour. Next, I'll work on the giant fan. I'll make the body at the exact height of the dungeon, and add a big platform the player can land on. I can make one set of fan blades and duplicate them. I'll give each blade a different colour, and the floor of the platform can be made of orange netting. Bolts around the base can hold it all together. To power on the giant fan, I can add 4 smaller fans and write a new function to check if they have all been activated. I can use the move towards function to make each blade segment spin up. I was struggling to get the dungeon to look right. I tried lots of things, but nothing clicked until I turned on fog. Now the entire dungeon is filled with a hot orange haze from the lava. This really gives it a spooky and mysterious atmosphere, as you can't see too far ahead. Our dungeon is almost ready. Once the giant fan has been powered up, we can use a new camera node with an animation player to create an ending cutscene. I have one more idea. The giant fan could drain the lava river and replace it with water. I'll add new tracks onto the animation to control the world lighting, fog colour and density. It's ready! Let's enter the dungeon. Almost 2 weeks of work has really improved my game. We now have a real challenge and a goal to reach. This week was pretty scary and dangerous, so next time I think we should make something more fun for the island. A big shout out to Open Game Art for helping me find lots of sounds for the dungeon. And a massive thank you to my amazing Patreon supporters. Remember to subscribe to keep updated, and see you all next time.